Alright. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك اللهم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. Inshallah, we are going to continue with our lesson on the pronouns. Inshallah, today we finish it and we move on with our book. Inshallah, biiznillah ta'ala. So last week we were doing al-ghaib, right? Al-ghaib. So inshallah, today we'll start with al-ghaibu. And then al-ghaibatu or al-ghaibati. Al-ghaibati. And the last one, al-mutakallim. Al-mutakallimu. Al-mutakallim. Naam. So Naim. No. Muhammad, can you give me one of from al-ghaib? Don't even think about antum, antuma. No. I'm talking about al-ghaibu. Kamal, can you give me one of al-ghaib? Al-ghaibu. Hum. All right. Can you give me one? Huma. Good job. And the first one is huwa. Muhammad. Huh? Antuma, antum, anti, antuma. This is al-mukhatab wal-mukhatabati. We are done with that, inshallah. Now, so we are on al-ghaibu. Now, and then what is the hint of huwa? I thought last time we did it. Yeah, he. But do we have a hint for huwa? There's no hint. Good. In English is he. What about huma? They. Is there any hint for huma? Huh? I know that's they, and whom is them. I know. I said, is there any hint? Last week, remember we did some hints, right? Huh? Yeah, the thing I put them in the circle. That's what they call the hint. The hint. Yeah, itself. And then huma, the hint is for huma is what? The alif, yes. And whom, the hint for whom, wal jama. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Inshallah. All right. So I think even this one, al-ghaib, we are done with al-ghaib, right? So before we will move to al-ghaiba, I want each one of you, to give me example. One example of huwa and huma and whom. Now, who go first? Kamal, now, give me example. Zahaba. Then Zahaba. Then Zahabu. Exactly. Zahaba for huwa. Huwa Zahaba. Huma Zahaba. And whom Zahabu. Now, this is example for al-ghaib. Someone who is not here. Now, huwa dakhala. Huma dakhala. Hum dakhalu. Good job. Exactly. Huwa dakhala. Huma dakhala. Hum dakhalu. Now, Naim. Hum qara'u. Not qara'a. Huwa qara'a. Huwa qara'a. هما قرأ. هم قرأوا. Good job. إن شاء الله. نعم. محمد. Mhm. هو ترك. هما. هما تركا. هم. هم تركوا. Good job. You have anything for us, Ahmed? هو ذهب. هما. هما ذهبا. And هم. هم ذهبوا. Good job. Even though they already have ذهب. نعم. سجد. هو سجد. هما سجدا. هم سجدوا. Exactly. Good job. نعم شيخ عبد الكريم. ها؟ هو أكل. أكل. أكلوا. Good job. نعم. So I think for al-ghaib we are done with al-ghaib. Now we are going to al-ghaiba. Al-ghaibati. What is the difference between al-ghaib and al-ghaibati? Men and female. Good. Huma. And we have whom or hunna? Hunna. Good job. I was about to write whom. Now, and this we have in English here is what? She, right? And huma, they. And hunna, them. So what do you see here? What do you see here between al-ghaiba and al-ghaib? Huh? The only difference is in English, the meaning, the only difference is he and she. Right? The only difference is he and she. But huma, they, is the same thing. And hunna is them in English, right? But in Arabic, the only difference is what? Huwa and hiya and hum and hunna. But as you can see, the huma is the same thing. It doesn't change. Right? The huma doesn't what? It doesn't change. Now, for here, what is the hint for here? A-ta'u tanis. We call it a-ta'u at-tanis. Ta with the school. So that you can have an idea. The ta with the school. That's for she. Right? All right. What about the huma? Huh? Ta and alif. Ta and alif. Ta with the alif, right? So what's the difference between huwa for female and huma for female and huma for male? Only the ta. Because they have this one is only alif and this one is ta and alif. All right. Now, no, that ta is for what do you call it? It's for females, like the way you can differentiate female from male. For example, some scholars they say it's the same thing ta or tanis, but you add the alif. But if you add the alif, you don't have the school again. It's not gonna be ta tanis again. So you cannot call it ta tanis. It's not ta tanis anymore. The ta tanis is for only the ta with the school. That's the only ta you can call ta tanis. But even this ta from the female, you know, some scholars say is the ta with the school, but because you add the alif, that's why you cannot have two schools. So you have to, you know, whenever you have two schools, which one are you going to delete? The first one or the second one? The first one in Arabic. Whenever you have two schools, you have to what? You have to erase the first one and leave the second one. That means the second one is stronger than the first one. right? You understand? Because it will be difficult to pronounce the first skun with the second one if it is kasra or fatha. You understand? It's difficult. But whenever you change the first one to kasra or fatha, it's easier for you to pronounce the second one. Like let's go with the misal. The for ta'nis. Let's say qamat. You understand? Qamat. Qamat. What is the ta'nis here? This is the ta'nis, right? Because if you are going to say huwa, you are going to say what? Qama. Qama. So you see the difference. The difference is only the what? The ta. This is qa, this is qa. This is alif, this is alif. This is mim, this is mim. The only difference between these two is the ta. So this shows that this is a female and this is what? Male. So the female has skun. So you say qama al-waladu. You understand? Al-waladu. What's the meaning of al-waladu? The boy. The boy what? Stood up. The boy stood up. You see, the boy stood up. You cannot say stood up the boy. No. But in Arabic you say qama al-waladu. And in Arabic also you can also change it to al-waladu qama. You understand? But in English, can you change it? No. You understand? So you can change it to al-waladu qama. Or you can say what? Qama al-waladu. Now, so this is for males. You understand? So, do we have any ta here? No, we don't have ta. What about for this one? Can I say qamat al-waladu? No. I cannot use al-waladu. The word al-waladu, I cannot use it for qamat. Exactly. I'm going to use what? Bint. Boy and girl. Boy and girl. This one is boy and this one is what? Girl. So I cannot say qamat al-waladu. No. You understand? I cannot say that. I have to say qamat al-bintu. 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 So now, don't worry. So now, it's good to understand. So now, we have two scones here, right? Or three. You understand? But this scone, there is what? There is kasra. So, there is different. So, we have two scones together. And in Arabic, whenever you have two scones, you cannot pronounce it. Qamat al-bintu. Unless you pronounce them separately. You understand? You cannot pronounce them together. You understand? So, one has to go. Which one are you going to delete? This one or this one? You understand? We are going to take the first one. So, why didn't we put fatha on this one? Why can we say qamatal bintu? Why the kasra? Huh? Why do we have to change it to kasra? Huh? Where is the ba? Bint? Because of the kasra from the ba? I don't think so. Huh? Qamatal? Nah. So they say for the ta'ut ta'nis, whenever the schoon for the ta'ut ta'nis hit another schoon in Arabic, you have to always make it what? Kasra. For the ta'ut ta'nis. It's not because of the bint, the ba kasra. You understand? All right. What about if I said qamati sayyaratu? As-sayyara. If I use as-sayyara instead of bint, al-bint, right? I use as-sayyaratu. Sayyaratu. What's the meaning of as-sayyaratu? Huh? The car, right? All right. So, and then I have qamat. Qamat as-sayyara. So this sin is fatha here, right? So why am I going to make the ta? Am I going to make the ta fatha? No. Because of the sin is fatha? قامت السيارة. قامت السيارة. No, it's gonna be always what? Kasra. قامت السيارة. That's why they said always whenever you have ta'u ta'nis hit with another school, you have to move the ta'u ta'nis to what? You have to always make it kasra so that you can have the original sound, the normal sound. قامت السيارة. قامت البنت. قامت If we want to use, because this sayyara is what? It's a shamsiya or qamariya? Shamsiya. Do shamsiya have al? Huh? A shamsiya doesn't have al? Why? It's al, but we don't pronounce it. Yes, it has al, but we don't pronounce it because of the shadda. Because shadda also is the same thing. Why don't we pronounce the al from ash-shamsiya? Who can tell me? Yes, because even shadda itself has school. You understand? Even shadda has school. If I'm going to write this as sayyara, the normal writing, which we call al-kitab al-arudiyya, I'm going to write it like this. Sin, sin. And this one also will be what? This one also will be 2 years. You see, this is the meaning of the shadda. And then we have this one also, al. You understand? This is the original way to write it. You understand? How can you read these two schools together? You can't. You cannot read these two schools together. And these two sin, what does it mean? That's the shadda. Because any shadda, if you see shadda on top of any letter, that means the letter is what? Is 2. The first one is sukun and the second one is fatha. That is the shadda. So this first one is sukun and the second one is what? Fatha. And the ya also, the first one is sukun, the second one is fatha. So why do we move? Why did we move this sukun? We erase it because of the two sukuns that what? They can meet. So am I going to erase this one? No. If I erase this sukun, that means it's not going to be shamsiya anymore. It's going to go back to al-qamariyya. You understand? So that's why we have two sukun. That's why we have to take off the first one. But this sukun, if we took it off, are we going to, do we have to replace it with any vowel, any fatha or kasra? No. You don't have to replace it. You understand? You delete it and then you what? You ignore it. But in the writing, you have to write the al. The alif wal lam, you have to write it. But the fatha, the harakat on top of it, you don't have to. That's why in Arabic, they have something that they call, you can write it, but you cannot pronounce it. You can pronounce it, but you cannot write it. You understand? What is the example of something that you can pronounce it, but you cannot write it? You can pronounce it, but you cannot write it. Huh? Ask alif with school. I want a word. I don't want this in harf. I don't want a letter. Yes, letter alif. That's correct. Letter alif with school. How are you going to pronounce this? You can pronounce it. Alif with school. Alif with school. How are you going to pronounce it? No, you. Yeah, alif school. Okay. How are you going to pronounce ba school? That's the thing. Why you can? Huh? No, you cannot say ba. Yes. Alif school is a. Ba sukun is ab. Ta sukun is at. So learn this today. Any sukun that you find it on any letter of Arabic, from ta, sa, all the way to ya, all the schools originally they have you just have to add alif to pronounce them. You understand? But you cannot pronounce it without the alif. That's the thing. But you cannot pronounce it ba. Okay, if you pronounce it even ab, you cannot write the alif. You don't write the alif. You understand? The whole books of Arabic books, if you see them, if you see the book in the book that they give you school, they will only put what? The school. They don't put the alif because you don't have to put the alif. You understand? But in your pronunciation, it's like you are pronouncing the alif is there. So when you are teaching them, you can teach them how to pronounce it. Some people, they just teach you, ba school, they will say ba. Ta school, they will say ta. It's like you are pronouncing the fatha. How are you going to pronounce ta fatha? Ta. Right? And then ta school, how are you going to pronounce it? Ta? You cannot pronounce it like that. So you have to add alif for you to have the good pronunciation. Right? But if I ask you to write kaf school, and then you wrote like this, you give me ka school, you said ak. It's wrong. That's not ka school. You have two letters now. So if I ask you to write ka school, you have to write, this is ka school. How are you going to pronounce it? Ak. Ka school, ak. Fa school, af. Qaf school, akko. You understand? Ya school, I. You just have to add the alif, but you don't have to write it. So this is something that you can what? Pronounce it, but you don't write it. You understand? All right. Give me a word. Give me some word that you can pronounce it. Something that you can pronounce, but you don't write it. Something that you pronounce, but you don't write it. Lamb with what? Yeah, lamb, we don't write the school. If this lamb, we did not write the school, and then we don't pronounce the lamb too. This is something that we don't write it. We don't write the haraka, and then we don't pronounce it. You understand? I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about something that you pronounce, but you don't write it. Huh? Iqra. Iqra. So, the alif, the first alif? No. Iqra. The last alif, the last hamza, or we say the last alif has school, and then you write it. You write the school. You write it, and then you pronounce it because you say iqra. Iqra. You understand? Iqra. Huh? All right. If you are going to stop at the end of every ayah, how are you going to stop it? With school. Are you writing the school? No, but you pronounce the school. That's one example. وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. What did you pronounce? School. You hear school, and then you hear ha. Are you going to write that ha? No. Are you going to write that school? No. You understand? This is something that you pronounce, but you don't write it. What is something that you write it, but you don't pronounce it? The example, the al. This is one of the example. And at the end of the word, what is something that you write, but you don't pronounce it? Yeah. The alif on zahabu, exactly. The alif at the end of zahabu. You write it, but you don't pronounce it. Wawul jama. The alif for wawul jama. You understand? Zahabu. But I'm thinking for you guys to just give me the example that I just read. Wailul likulli humazati lumaza. What is originally at the end of humaza? Is ta. Are you pronouncing the ta? No, but if you are going to write humaza, you have to write the ta. If you write ha, it's wrong. You pronounce the ha, but you don't write it. You understand? You are going to say humaza, but are you going to write ha? No, it's ta originally. You understand? You write the ta, but you don't pronounce it. Huh? But when you are going to connect this humaza to the next ayah, you have to what? You have to write the ta, you have to pronounce the ta. Kulli humazatil lumaza. Lumazatil al alladhi jama'a malan wa'addadahu yahsabu. You understand? So that's example. So let's get back to our ta'tanis. So qamati, you have to erase the sukun originally, and you put what? Kasra. If you are going to say qamatil baytu, qamat, for example, if we say it's because of this ba, kasra, that we have to make this kasra, I will tell you, what if I ask you to write qamatil al-bayt, al-baytu, al-baytu. So we don't have kasra here, but we still have ba. We have ba fatha, right? Are we going to take the kasra to put the fatha because of the ba kasra? No. So you are going to say, anytime if you see ta'u ta'nis with sukun crash with another sukun, you have to make the ta'u ta'nis what? Kasra.
So we cannot say this is the sukun is the ta'nis.
This ta'u ta'nis, you can know. No, if I ask you, if I write this, if I say Kamal, what is this? That's cool. You don't say ta'u ta'nis unless if you have to. Now you are in the class, right? If you are in the room, if you are in the house, if I ask you, Kamal, where are you? Are you going to say you are in the school, in the class? Even though you are in the house, I'm teaching you in my house. If I ask you, where are you, Kamal? Are you going to say I'm in the class? No, you said I'm in the house. I'm in Sheikh Kassim house, right? Because that's the original, that's the name, and then that's the situation that you are in. If you are in the class, even you are not learning anything. If I called you, Kamal, where are you? Why are you going to say me? I'm in the class. Even though you are not what? You are not learning anything. So if I write task school like this, I said, Kamal, what is this? You don't say ta tanis. You say this is ta school. Unless if we are doing the subject of ta tanis. And then I ask you, what is this? Then you can tell me what? Ta tanis. You understand it? So yes. So if you are doing the subject of ta tanis, if I ask you what is this, you say ta tanis. You understand? So always you make it kasra, and then you're gonna match it with what? The second school. Whether it's school or whether it's what? Whether it's a shamsiya or whether it's al qamariya. You have to make the ta kasra. That's for ta tanis. For the female, yes. So anything that is female, if it is here, you have to add ta tanis on it. You understand it? Like, for example, let's say Zahaba. Who went? The man or the female? Zahaba. Zahaba means he went, right? The man or the female? The man. Zahaba. If you are going to say the female went, what are you going to say? Zahabat. Zahabat. Jalasa. Who sat down? The man. If you are going to say the female, what are you going to say? Jalasat. Just put the ta tanis at the end. Qara'a. Who read? He read, the man. If you are going to say she read, how are you going to say it? Qara'at. Now this is where let me try you in this qara'at before we go. So qara'at. Qara'at. Which one is the correct one? Which one is the correct one? Yes. Correct. You think. All right. You said you think. What about you, Ahmed? Muhammad? Which one is the first one?
Second one.
Okay. Which one is the correct one? Okay. Which one is the correct one? Okay. Which one is the correct one? Which one is the correct one?
No, I'm first one.
Which one the correct one? All right. Which one is the correct one? It's your first. Okay. So why did you say the first one?
Because we write Qara like this one.
Okay.
We add only
I can say both of them are correct. But there is a difference between them. The first one is what?
she read.
Is outside Quran. And the second one is for the Quran.
I didn't want the homework and you correct me that.
I correct
told
you. Exactly. So as I said, the way Quran write his dictation is different from the ordinary Arabic, right? You understand? Because Quran came from the same language, the Arabic one. But the way Quran write his words is different. For example, as-samawat. You see, ma, what? If you look inside Quran is not going to write as-samawat like this. This is as-samawat. Quran doesn't write as-samawat like this. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. No. Quran will write as-samawat like this. As-samawat. And then this alif, instead of him to separate them, he will bring the alif here. You see the difference? But the same, all of them are the same pronunciation and the same meaning. As-samawat, as-samawat. You understand? So if we are doing dictation, and then I told you to write as-samawat, the way the Quran write it. If you write it like this, it's wrong. And then if you write it like this, it's correct. If we are doing general dictation, I said write as-samawat, and then you write it like this, it's correct. You write it like this, it's correct. Because it doesn't change the meaning. Ar-Rahman is the same thing. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's the same thing. Ar-Rahman is the same thing. You understand? Ar-Rahman originally is supposed to be what? Ar-Rahman, like this. Ar-Rahman. You understand? But they write there, they put the alif here, but this alif originally is not for the ha. It's for the what? It's for the mim. You understand? So that's the difference. That's the only difference. But both of them are correct. That's why I always go with those who said the alphabet letter is what? 28. You understand? Did you hear that before? How many of the alphabets, the huruf al-hijaiyah, how many of them? How many are they? 28. Why 28? Why 28? That's the thing though. Because if you say 28, you have to have explanation. If you say 28. Now, if you see someone outside, he said, no, it's not 28, it's 29. Are you going to argue with him? No, I'm asking Abdul Karim.
I guess you would say like the alif doesn't have a place unless Hamza is connected with it.
Yeah, Hamza is not connected with the alif. The Hamza is with the alif. Yes.
So alif really doesn't have its own place.
Okay. No, the alif always have its place because I don't know if you heard this before. The strongest letter in Arabic, the strongest letter in Arabic is what? Alif. The strongest letter in Arabic is Alif. So that's why you cannot say Alif is not complete. Or you cannot say that Hamza is connected with the Alif. No. They made it with the Hamza. You understand? If you want original Alif, if Alif doesn't have the Hamza, it's not Alif. It's not original Alif. You understand? If Alif doesn't have Hamza on top of it, it's not original Alif.
So basically, the way
If Alif doesn't have Hamza on top of it, that means you call it Alif al-Mad. Always. You prolong, you use it to prolong what? Something. That means it's not strong. You use
It's not the original Alif.
Yeah, you cannot say this is not original Alif, but the original Alif, this one is Alif. Right. But this Alif, it can be what? Alif to what? To prolong another letter. But what about the Alif with Hamza? Are you going to prolong with another letter? No. You cannot prolong any letter with the Alif with the Hamza. That's why the Arab people, they say the strongest letter in Arabic is what?
Alif.
Is Alif. No, the Alif, this one, this only Alif. That is what? You can say Alif, and then you can say Alif Mat. But this one, can you say Alif Mat? No. You can only say Alif. Are you going to use it to prolong something? No. But this Alif, you can use it to prolong.
that's the dispute. 29, 29 and 28.
What?
That's a dispute.
Yeah, because
Between Aleph and Hamza.
that's why, yes, that's why those who said the Arabic letters are 29, they separate this one from this, and then they put this Hamza, they count it as what?
Like itself.
By itself. You understand? And then they put this Alif alone, they don't put Hamza on top of it. You understand? And those who said 28, they put this Alif, this Hamza on top of the Alif. And then they go with that. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? Do you know why? What's the reason? You don't know the reason.
I know.
What's the reason? I told you guys before, right?
Pronouns.
Yeah, because of
With the
Same
out.
pronunciation.
because of the pronunciation. You understand it? Let's see. You, only Abdul Karim. How are you going to pronounce this? How are you going to pronounce this? A and A. Is there any different? No. If it is Kesra, E and E. If it is Dhamma, U and U. If it's Kun, A and A. Is there any different? The only difference is, what is the only difference between these two?
Without the
Without the
vowel.
vowel. Then you can differentiate them. Without the vowel, you cannot pronounce this A, you pronounce this what? A. No. Without the vowel, you pronounce this what?
Alif.
Alif. You pronounce this Hamza. That's the only difference. And then without the vowel, all the alphabet, can you put them in a sentence? Without the vowel? No. You cannot pronounce them without the vowel. All the alphabet. All the alphabet. I know where you're coming from. Because some people, they read it without the vowels. But originally, they have vowels. That's why they read it. So if you don't have vowel, and then you connect these two letters together, you cannot connect them unless you have to have vowel on top of them, or at the bottom, or anything. But if they don't have vowel, you cannot connect them. You cannot say Hamza A. Can you read them Hamza A? No. Hamza Alif? No. They don't have vowel. That's why if they don't have vowel, they have their original names. That's the only thing. And then we know in our Arabic, learning Arabic and reading the Quran, talking with Arabic language, you have to have vowel on top of the what? the letters. And then if you have vowel on top of the letter, these two letters are the same. You understand? Yeah, they are the same. You understand? That's why those who say it's 28, you cannot say those who say 29, they are wrong. No, they are not wrong. They have their own what? Reasons. You understand?
That's in the whole Quran. So we use a lot of times Hamza by yourself. I mean, middle of the word, right?
Yes.
So how is it going to be so 28? Because we already has in the Quran the suffer that is 29.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that if they use it in the Quran, it doesn't mean that you have to say it's 29. No. It doesn't mean that. It depends on the meaning, what you want to write. If you write it, the only changes is if you write it with the Hamza, with the Alif, the meaning is different. If you write it with the Hamza, the meaning is what? Is different.
That means the point is makes a different meaning. That means it's two separate letters. No?
Don't worry, we get that. Yes, that's the difference. But they are all on the right path. Yeah. Yeah, but that's why this is Nahaw. So I don't want to go into that. You understand? They always, that's the same thing what you said. The Basriyin, they have their own what? Nahaw. The Basriyin, that's the name of a tribe. Let's say tribe, or let's say, group of people. People from Basra. And Kufiyin, people from Kufa. Like New Yorkers, people from New York. Philly, people from what? Philly. You understand? So that's how they name them. And then these two people, all of them, their argument is not an argument, but it's the way of how they read things. They are all on the right path. It's just two ways, to read. Like, for example, we are going on this street, and then Kamal pass here, and then I pass here. We all meet there. It's the same thing, but it's different what? Route. Yes. And then there is a group of Arab people, original Arab people. They don't pronounce alif. Did you hear that before? They don't pronounce alif. They cannot pronounce alif. Huh? No. They don't pronounce alif. You understand? But it doesn't mean that they are not what? Agree with alif being there. No. They agree alif being there, but they cannot pronounce it. That's their own language. That's how their language is. You understand? That's how their language is. And then it's Arabic language, and then it's original. That's why you don't have to argue in anything. You don't worry about that. You get there. You don't have to argue with on anything. Because maybe you don't know, maybe there is another, like the person who is arguing with the Sahaba who read the Quran with Warsh. And then he said, no, this is not how, I read Quran. This is not how the Prophet read it to me. He said, no. Me to my own, the Prophet read it. He said, no, the Prophet doesn't read Quran like this. And then they argue, and then they went to the Prophet, and then he said, we are arguing. He read the Quran, and I read. Prophet asked him, read yours. He read with halves. And then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Hakaza unzil. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended the Quran. And then he asked the other one, read. And then he read with Warsh. And the Prophet said, Hakaza unzil. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended the Quran. You understand? So they stop arguing. They have different readings. More than 20. But they work with only what? Only 10.
So right now it's on the 10, right?
Right now it's only 10. But if you see someone reading with other than 10, don't say, oh no, this is... You don't know it. But it is there. And then you can read the Quran with that too. One of our Sheikh, Ahmed Khalil, is from Medina. I told you about it. He knows all of the readings. More than the 20. He knows all of them. Yes. It's Muhammad Khalil Shaheen. He's very old man, but he knows all of the qira'at. Huh? Yeah. Muhammad Khalil Shaheen. If you type in YouTube, you will find it. Huh? Just write Khalil Khalil Shaheen. And then you know the thing. He's in Medina, but his originally is from Egypt. He's from Egypt. That's why some people said they descend the Quran in Mecca, but they read it in Misr, in Egypt. Because Masr people, if you see them reading the Quran, subhanallah, it's like they are, the Quran was descent, over there in Egypt. Yes, because Al-Khusari is from Egypt. Al-Khusari is from Egypt.
Yeah.
Siddiq al-Minshawi,
Yeah.
Abdul Basit, all the Qurra, all the big Qurra, they're from what? From Egypt. You understand? Even though Saudi also have their big Qur'an that come from Saudi. So this guy is from Egypt, but he stays in Medina. He teaches Quran in Medina with different kind of what? Readings. Muhammad Khalil Shaheen. And then his voice was, subhanallah. He's old, but his voice, Muhammad Khalil Shaheen. Khalil Shaheen. Even if you type it in English, you will have it on YouTube.
Is this him?
Yeah, Khalil. No, that's not him. Khalil Shaheen.
And you can hear all his different
Naam.
recitations?
Yeah.
I know you seen him when you was there, right?
Huh?
You guys find him? I see him a lot there.
You see him a lot?
No, him.
Yeah, that's not him. That's not him.
Okay.
That's him, yes.
What would you
Yeah, that's him. That's him. That's him.
Okay.
Muhammad Khalil Shaheen. Why my network is... That's him, Muhammad Khalil Shaheen.
How to install a doorbell camera for free without an existing doorbell in 30 seconds.
City?
Yeah, he's Muslim. But he stays all his life in Saudi.
What are the another without arsh and what else they have? Do you want us to?
They have Warsh, they have Qiraat Warsh, they have Qiraat Qalun, yeah. And they have Qiraat Ad-Duri. They have a lot of Qiraat. Example of Qalun, all of the Qiraat, they read Surah Al-Fatiha with Malik Yawmiddin. Only have to read Malik Yawmiddin. Yeah, no, in Fatiha, but in different, you see, some of them will say Humu, some of them will say Hum. Like Zirat al-Mustaqim, that's another Qira'ah. You understand? Yes, that's another Qira'ah.
Who was that?
Humu is, Warsh will say Humu, Qalun also will say Humu, and another one.
I think last year, one Sheikh came for the Tarawih.
Yeah.
He used all the all the Dhamma.
Yeah, all the Dhamma. Yeah, Warsh also use all the Dhamma. It has to be something come after the meme school. You understand that you can make it Humu. But I don't read the Qira'ah also, but
My country, one person, he's trying to say something.
that's him, yeah.
It's too many languages.
That's him. All right, so let's go. So the Tatanis is for she. The Tatanis is for she, and so give me example. One example of here and huma. Give me one example of here and huma. Now, here dakhalat, huma dakhalata. And then I told you, some scholars say you can say huma dakhala. You understand? You can say the same thing as huma for the men. You can use it for both. But if you want to differentiate them, you can say huma dakhala dakhalata. No. That's al-ghaiba. Hiya dakhalat, huma Dakhalata. That's why I give you the hint. Ta. You understand? Give me one example before you go into hunna.
هي شربت
Hiya sharibat.
هما شربتا
Huma sharibata. Naam. One example. Any example? Any example?
دخلتا
Hiya dakhalat.
هي دخلت
And then huma
هما دخلتا
dakhalata.
دخلتا
Naam. Any example again? Give me example.
هي قرأت
Qara'at. You have to pronounce the hamza. Qara'at. Huma
هما
qara'ata.
قرأتا
Yeah. Huma qara'ata. Naam. Maseri. Jalasat. Jalasa. Use jalasa. Sirin. Hiya. Huma jalasata. Yes. Yeah. Jalasata. Jalasata. You have to pronounce the sin. The fatha. Naam, Kareem. غسلت هي غسلت غسلت نعم good job. You have any word? كتب. Use كتب. هي كتبت. هما كتبتا. Yeah, هما كتبتا. All right, let's go hunna. Hunna, how are you going to say it? Okay, use hunna on
Give the hint first.
صبر.
Sabarna.
Hunna صبرنا. Hunna صبرنا. So the hint for hunna is what? Is the noon. Hunna صبرنا. That's why this noon, we call it what? Nunu and niswa. Nunu niswa.
What's the mean?
Nunu niswa is noon for female. The noon for females.
Can we write down the Arabic? No, this way.
Yeah, nunu niswa. Yeah. That's in Arabic. Nunu, noon, and niswa. Nunu niswati. And niswa. Yes. Because it's two spoons. It's noon, and then an niswa. You understand? But the two schools, so you have to put the noon, you have to make it what? Dhamma, noonun niswa. Or you can say nooni and niswa. Noonin niswa.
Kasra, change it to kasra. Now they change it.
Yeah, you can change it to, even this one, you can change it to kasra. Noonin niswa. You can say the nooni and niswa. Yeah.
Okay, can you write down Satanis, inshallah?
Ta'u at-ta'nis. Ta'u at-ta'nis. So Abdul Karim, this one here, is it Alif or is it Hamza? Is Hamza? Why is it Hamza? But it's not Hamza, it's Alif. Yes. We did it, yeah. This is Alif, this is not Hamza. Even though the Hamza is on top of this is Hamza, this is Alif, it's not Hamza. Why is it Hamza? Is it Alif? Because of the Fatha, the Ta. Did you prolong the Ta? You don't prolong the Ta. That's why this one originally, it's Hamza by it's Alif by itself. You understand what my point? Yeah, it's not Hamza. But some people mix it like with Hamza. If you ask them what is this here, they will tell you Hamza. That's not Hamza, that's Alif over there. Because you don't prolong the Ta. If you prolong the Ta, the Hamza will be by itself. Do you understand my point? All right, another example. Leave that tanis. فَإِنَّ فَإِنَّ. Is this Hamza or Alif? It's Hamza. Look. Fa inna. Is it Hamza or Alif?
It's Hamza.
It's Hamza. Why is it Hamza? Yes, good. Why is it Hamza? Why Alif cannot have Kasra?
Oh yeah, because
You see, you are giving yourself the answer. That means it's not Hamza. That means it's not Hamza. It's Alif. It's Alif Kasra E. That's where most of people, they mix up Hamza with Alif. You understand? This one is not Hamza. This one is Alif, because if I ask you to separate these letters, there are three letters. You have Fa, and you have Alif Kasra, and you have Nun. If I ask you to connect them, this is how you connect them, Fa inna. So this one is not Hamza. It's Alif by itself. Because the Fa, you don't prolong the Fa. But if I ask you to write, if I write like this, how are you going to read this? Fa inna. Is this Alif or Hamza? It's Hamza. You understand it? It's Hamza. Because this Alif is there to prolong the Fa.
so we basically use the term without, like you said, without the huruf,
Without
not the huruf. Like you said, Hamza by itself is only Hamza.
yeah, Hamza by itself is only Hamza. Yeah. You understand?
I understand that.
Hamza by itself is only Hamza. You cannot make it Alif.
Okay, so it's Aleph.
Alif by itself is Alif. You cannot make it Hamza.
Even though it has Hamza on top, it's still Aleph.
Exactly. For example, again, if you write, most of people, they make mistake in this. Shay'in or Shay'un. Is that Alif or is that Hamza? Why is Hamza?
It would be Aleph.
Why?
Aleph Mansura.
Alif?
Is it Aleph? No, not Aleph Mansura.
It's not Alif. It's Hamza. It's Hamza. But if you write it like this, it's wrong. Because how can you have Hamza on top of Ya with what? With school?
It's Aleph.
How can you have Hamza with Ya? The Ya is with school. Shay, this school is for what?
Yeah.
It's for Ya. So why do you have the Hamza on top of the Ya also? Huh? It's behind the Ya. Yeah, so that's why always, most of the scholars, they write Shay'un like this, which is wrong. You understand? You have to write the Hamza by itself. And you cannot write Alif here. It's not Alif like the way you say. It's not Alif Maksura.
But if you was to say, for instance, the word, and you take the two dots underneath,
Exactly. If there is no two, that means it's Alif Maksura. Yes. It's not only Alif. It cannot be only Alif. It can be Ya.
Yeah, but that's what
It can be Ya without what?
Dot.
Without the dot. It can be Ya Huruf al-Mad. Harf al-Illa. Huruf al-Illa. You know Huruf al-Illa? Salata.
wow, yeah, Aleph.
Yes. So any Ya without the dot is Illa. The letters that they are sick, the sick letters. They are sick or they are weak. You understand? We did it.
Yeah, we did.
We did it in this book. Don't shake your head. Like, for example, if I said hatta, so this alif is what? Alif maksura. Why is it alif maksura?
Oh, I know that.
Why is it alif maksura? Why is it alif maksura? It's not only harful illa. That's not the reason why it's alif maksura. It's alif maksura.
Talking about wa, ya, and alif.
Yes. It's alif maksura. Why is it alif maksura? Abdul Karim? It's alif maksura. You are right. But if you say if alif maksura, you have to know the reason why is alif maksura. What's the reason? Just think about it. That's not for you guys though. We did not reach here yet. Huh? You cannot say alif maksura and then you say alif mad again. You cannot say that.
It's nothing.
No, that's out of Kawajira. That's Arab.
Yeah.
So listen, it's alif maqsura because this ta you are prolonging it with alif, but you still have ya. You understand? You still have ya. Why don't you use the ya on the what? Up to now you don't get it. It's not the ya is
Because you cannot touch another letter after alif, right?
yes, you don't. Yeah, you don't connect any letter after the alif. You understand? No, that's not the reason why I'm asking. Why is it harful illa? Alif maqsura. It's alif maqsura because this ta, if you don't have alif here, and then you have this ta with ya, you have to read the ya. Always, if you see any ta with ya, that means this ta you cannot make it fatha. Yes, it's originally kasra because of the ya. So that means this ya is there to prolong the ta. So, but why is it that you put fatha? Fatha. Originally, you cannot remove the ya. How are you going to pronounce this? Hatta. How are you going to pronounce this? No, hatta. You understand?
It's prevention.
It's alif maksura because you put the alif on top of the ya. You understand? Because the ta is what? Fatha. And then you prolong the fatha with the alif. You understand? But you still have the alif on top of what? The ya. That's why you said alif maksura. It's alif that they what? They carried. Why did they carry it? Because originally you're supposed to say what? Hatti or hattaya. Hattaya. You have to read the ya. But you put the alif on top of the ya. That is what made the ya sick. The alif. This alif that you have here, this alif is the reason why this ya is what? It's sick. You understand? The ya was strong then. Because you read it hattaya, right? Hatta, yeah. You understand? What made the ya sick?
Alif.
The alif. Because you put the alif and then you took off what?
Dot.
The dot. That means the ya is sick. That's why you said what? Alif maqsura. Alif, that's what you carried. What did you cut? You cut the ya, the dot of the ya and the kasra of the ta, and then you make it what? Alif. But originally it's what? It's kasra, maqsura, yani kasra. That's the reason why. You understand it? Yeah, so Allah make it easy for us. Alright, we are done with this. Hunna. Last one. Hunna is with noon. Give me an example of hunna, all of you. Hunna dhahabna. Hunna qara'a. Hunna kharajna. Hunna ghasalna. Hunna qara'na. Hunna masiri. Jalasna. Sharibna. Sharibna. Hunna sharibna. You have to put the noon. You have to bring the noon. Qata'a. Hunna qata'na. Nazara. Hunna nahada. Hunna nashita. Hunna atisha. Hunna sabara. Hunna sabarna. Lasiqa. Hunna exactly. Dahika. Hunna naqasa. Hunna naqasna. So now we go to Al-Mutakallim and then we are done with this. Inshallah, we are now coming back from it again. And then we keep practicing. Inshallah. So we go Ana, which is what? Me. Do you have definition for Ana? And we have Nahnu. Nahnu is what? We. Do you have definition for nahnu? Huh? You huh? Yes. The hint. What's the hint of nahnu? Noon. Yes. Noon. The hint of nahnu is what? Noon. Noon, only noon? Noon alif. Exactly. Because if you say only noon, oh, no. Yeah, I know. If you say noon, it's going to crash with noon and niswa. So noon, alif. Ana, what's the hint of ana? Exactly. Ta dhamma, don't say ta tanis. Ta with dhamma. That's the hint. Why is it the hint? The hint will give you the word. And then remember, all of these hints will be at the end, except one. Okay, think about it. Do you have hints that start? Huwa. Huwa what? We don't have hint for huwa. We don't have hint for huwa. So, ana. Qara'a. Ana. Qara'tu. Good job. Zahaba. Ana. Okay. Jalasa. Jalastu. Kataba. Ana. Katabtu.
What's the al-mutakallim?
Al-mutakallim, the one who is talking. Me. Now I am talking, right? Al-mutakallim, I'm the one who, the what? The speaker. Al-mutakallim, the speaker.
No, that's
Nazara. Ana.
Nazar, which one I'm doing?
The ta. Ana.
Okay.
Me.
Nazartu.
Nazartu, exactly.
And
Good
that
job.
one nazarna. Nazar.
Nazarna.
We
Nazarna.
nazarna.
Yes. Nahnu nazarna. Yeah. Al-mutakallimu. Al-shadda on the lam. Al-mutakallimu. Yes. The kaf doesn't have. Al-mutakallimu is the speaker. The speaker, right? And nahnu also is the same thing. Nahnu zahaba. Nahnu zahabna. Nahnu qara'a. Nahnu qara'a. Qara'na. Jalasa. Nahnu jalasna. Alright? Kataba. Nahnu katabna. Yes. Nahnu katabna. Nazara. Nahnu
Nazar. Which one?
nazarna. Nahnu nazarna. What's the meaning of nazara? He looked.
Give me
Nazar.
another one.
Huh?
Another one.
Okay. Fahima. Fahima.
Fahimna.
Fahimna. Exactly. Fahimna. Right? Okay. Let's say غسل. نحن غسلنا. Exactly. نحن غسلنا. So with this we are done with the what? The pronouns, the doma'ir. Without this, you cannot speak Arabic. You cannot connect things together. You will always make a female a male, and then you make the male female. Yes, without this. Yeah, without these pronouns, with this, inshallah, you can connect the Arabic letters together. So we go to the page, the last page of the book. All right? No, not the last page. The last page of, let's see, the page 39, 38, 39. Page 38, 39. This is a lot of work. I'm not telling you to bring it next week, but you can do it for 2 weeks. That's fine. If you can bring it next week also, that's fine. 38 and 39. Put them on the doma'ir. Put them on the doma'ir. All of them. In your book. If it took you 2 weeks, don't worry about it. But don't exceed 2 weeks. You understand? Put all of them on the doma'ir. All of them. Yeah, that's wajibul manzil. Wajibul manzil. They say homework. Yes, but if you are going to translate the Arabic word wajibul manzil, it's not going to be homework. Yeah, it's going to be the mandatory of the home. home mandatory, right? That's why they said wajib al-manzili. The Arabic, they use it wajib because they force you to do it. It's compulsory on you to do it and bring it. Wajib, yes. You understand? That's why they say wajib al-manzil.
So that means if I take the word zahaba, right?
If you take the word, let's see. Let me give you an example. Raka'a. What's the meaning of raka'a? He bowed, right? Page 38. Raka'a. The first word. Raka'a. So raka'a, this raka'a, you put it on the doma'ir. All of them. You put it on anta, antuma, antum. Anti, antuma, antunna. Huwa, huma, hum. Hiya, huma, hunna, ana, nahnu. You are done. That's first one. That's one. Each word. That's the homework because we are done with this. So you have to practice. 38, 39. I'm not asking it for next week. Not all of the all of the pronouns. We have al-mukhatab, we have al-mukhatabati. Yeah. So I'm not asking this you to bring it next week. No. Take your time, 2 weeks. Don't exceed 3 weeks. Maximum is 3 weeks, okay? Yes. Maximum before Ramadan, yeah. Because if you don't practice, you cannot understand it. You have to keep practicing. And then trust me, if you are right, don't open anything. Don't ask your Google. Don't ask your Google. Work with your book. The book that you write in the class, work with that book. You understand? And try to do it. And then the hints are very important. The hints, they are very important. Because with the hints, you can what? Yeah. You understand it? So you can do the homework. Any question about this? So the homework will be Zahaba. We always do Zahaba. Jalasa, we do with Jalasa. You understand? Huh? Yeah, Qara'a, we did it. We did Qara'a. Sajada, we did Sajada. Yeah. Oh, so let's see. So these are two different things. You can stop it. These are two different things I'm seeing here. Nasaha. Alright, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.